Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about the main thing that holds most guys back from achieving their goals. So I made a video a few days ago talking about what holds most men back, and I talked about addiction. But I really want to go a little bit more in depth on that because I am of the belief, and I have a strong conviction, that most guys are simply unable to get ahead in life or unable to outcompete the average guy because of their vices, right? So tell me if this sounds familiar. You go home after a long day of work or a long day of school and you're tired, right? You feel like shit. Maybe you had something that you didn't want to happen at work or at school, or maybe you just, for whatever reason, you feel like shit, you're tired, and you don't feel like working on your goals, doing the things you know you need to do in your off time. The average guy is going to self-sabotage and succumb to his vices, succumb to his weakness, succumb to doing things that are not beneficial to his growth, right? His financial growth, his self-development, his mental health, his physical health, right? So, or his mind, his learning, his intelligence. So with that being said, you have to look at the average guy and understand that, we all have plenty of time, right? So I know a lot of people say that, or make the excuse that they don't have the time to work on their goals. They don't have time to work on their business. They don't have time to sit there and study and learn the things they need to learn. But I would argue that I think time is something that we all have, right? It's just how we use our time. And I think guys are, they're tired, right? They're tired after work. They've had a long day. And, hey, man, it's easy to turn on Pornhub. It's easy to light up that joint. It's easy to play video games for 4 hours, 5 hours. And what I'll say here is that, porn is a very deep, it's very difficult to overcome, right? And it has a very large sum of dopamine released when you commit that action, right? So you got to think about it, right? If a guy is sitting there every single day watching porn, right, and he knows he needs to be doing things in his off time to better himself and move forward, his brain isn't able, it's so fried. The average man's brain is so fried from his weaknesses and vices that when he gets home, he's completely shot, and he just keeps reinforcing his feel-good behaviors, his addictions, right? Because, part of our life, we get up in the morning, right? Every man pretty much get up in the morning, we go to school, we go to work, right? And 90% of us don't like school and we don't like our job, right? So that's a commonality amongst a lot of people, especially a lot of guys, right? So we're starting off the day with something we don't enjoy, right? It's not a labor of love, as Napoleon Hill likes to say. And when we get home, right, we feel that pain, we feel that discomfort, we feel that like we've been zapped of energy, we feel that we don't feel good about our life, we feel like we're out of control, we feel like we're a slave, we feel like we're being controlled by other people, we feel like we want to leave, right? We want to leave our jobs, we want to stop going to school because we hate these things, right? They're not for us, we don't like them. And then when the average guy gets home, right, he's so shot, he's so pissed off, frustrated, tired, angry, frustrated, depressed, and overall annoyed, generally annoyed, and he succumbs to his addictions, right? But if he's doing that every day, think of the average guy. You're watching porn every day, or you're playing video games for hours on end every day, or you're smoking weed every day, right? What you're doing is you're screwing up your brain's ability to perform, right? Your brain, right? So if you're like in my life right now, my main thing is creating content, right? Speaking to this camera, learning how to be better with communicating, using my body to communicate my thoughts more effectively, right? So if I was to sit there and, watch porn every day, my videos aren't going to be that great, right? Because my brain is going to be shot, and the motivation, right? When your dopamine is so fried, when your receptors are so shot from your constant succumbance to your weaknesses, your brain isn't able to really focus or it's not producing quality dopamine, natural amounts of dopamine to like make you feel motivated to do anything. So that's why when like a lot of guys get home, they're shot, because you know they're already fried. They're already feeling like they're being dragged at their job, right? Because they're not motivated to do their job, right? Their brain is in a compromised state because it's addicted to whatever substance that they are addicted to. And then they get home and it's like, yo, like my willpower is completely shot and I already don't like my job to begin with, right? So, you know, most guys just repeat the cycle day in and day out. And, you know, like I've been mentioning a lot, but, you know, in the book Dopamine Nation, they say it takes about 30 days to really get back to feeling normal, right? That's really what we're after here when we're talking about recovery from pornography. Is we want to get back to you don't want to feel ecstatic. You just want to feel like you're back to normal. Like, you know, you just, your mood's more stabilized, your motivation's back to normal, right? And when you get back to that point, I think that's when guys can start to really build momentum and get ahead, right? Because like I said, if you're doing this every day, if you're watching porn every day, or you're succumbing to your addictions every day, your brain is fried and it's not able to generate enough natural dopamine to motivate you to do the things that are generally not as pleasing as watching porn or eating high sugary foods, right? It's easier for me to turn on Pornhub and release than turn on this camera and talk for 20 minutes about a deep topic that requires me to access thoughts that are, you know, difficult to communicate. Like it's easier for me to watch porn than sit here and communicate to you guys and talk about how to solve problems, right? So obviously I get joy from this, but the joy that I get from this is because my brain is back to its equilibrium, right? It would be a lot harder for me to like upload YouTube. I mean, I could still do it and I've done it in the past, but in like a porn addicted state, it would be hard for me to sit here and make a YouTube video, a 20-minute YouTube video talking about things that are pertinent to you, important to you as it pertains to helping you solve a problem in your life, right? It's only the case that I've been able to overcome porn, that now I can now come on here and speak to you guys and help you solve your problems, right? Because back in 2018, 2019, 2020, right, those years that I really dial in on in my videos, those are the years that those were like my prime years of being addicted to porn, right? So I had absolutely no motivation, right? My brain was fried. My dopamine receptors were absolutely fried. I was just tired every day, depressed, right? And when I would come on and make videos, you could see it in my eyes. You could see that I was tired. You could hear it in my voice, right? You could generally sense, like there would be times where I'd make videos back then and I'd be communicating and talking and I'd be like mid-sentence and I'd just freeze up. Or I would, like, my brain wouldn't be able to generate the thoughts to continue the sentence, right? So that back then, like, it was really bad. Like, it was really difficult. And I am really of the conviction, and I really believe that guys who are addicted to different substances their brain is so compromised and so fried that they don't even have the motivation, let alone to go to work in the morning, but to actually, you know, when they get home, to actually sit there and do deep study, like read for an hour. Think of the average guy. The average guy can't even sit down for 10 minutes without any distractions, right? Any phone, any music, any food, any whatever, right? So I think that's what holds most guys back, especially, you know, if you're trying to like really go the distance and be consistent, right? It requires you to do the thing you want to get good at for a long time, right? But if you're someone who's relapsing every 2-3 days, right? It's better than you relapsing every day, obviously. But just know that until you really defeat your vices and overcome your lust and your addiction, there is no really forward momentum, right? I mean, sure, you might have some progress, but to really get the progress you want, to really get the results you want from whatever you're trying to do, you're gonna need all hands on deck, and that requires your brain to be functioning at full performance. That requires your body to be functioning at full performance, which obviously porn destroys your testosterone, i.e. making you tired, i.e. killing your motivation, right? So, you know, obviously your dopamine's screwed up, so you're not motivated, your testosterone's down, you're not motivated by that. So, and obviously marijuana affects your testosterone levels as well. So, you know, everyone's going to be tired, like, after work, right? Every guy, like, we all go to work, we all go to school, we all have, like, our main thing that we're doing, right? Or that we have to do. Like, you can't just drop out of high school, right? You know, obviously you can drop out of college if you want, but the main point is that you're going to need everything, all of your mental faculties to be on point, and you need the ability to focus and be consistent in the long run. And I think if you kill your vices, you destroy your vices, then that's the way forward, right? That's the way to your economic salvation, your soul's salvation, better health, a better intimacy with your partner and your relationship, and overall just a better life. And that's what we're all aiming for. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And as always, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.